Prime Video's highly anticipated series The Lord of the Rings of Power returned for its second season, and fans couldn't help but notice a significant change. Adar, one of the key antagonists in the first season, now looks different. Joseph Mawle, who portrayed the character in Season 1, has been replaced by Sam Hazeldine for Season 2. While cast changes aren't uncommon in television, especially in large fantasy productions, the recasting of Adar is notable given the character's importance in the story. This shift has sparked curiosity and debate among viewers, prompting the question, why was Adar recast, and how does this change impact the show? The Rings of Power is set during the Second Age of Middle-earth, a period teeming with political intrigue, epic battles, and the rise of Sauron, the ultimate villain of J.R.R. Tolkien's Legendarium. Season 1 primarily focused on the forging of the first Rings of Power, particularly the three crafted by the elves under the manipulation of Sauron. Throughout Season 1, Sauron, who had not yet revealed himself, disguised his true identity as Halbrand, a seemingly good-hearted human who journeys alongside Galadriel. During this period, a new villain, Adar, emerged as a complex antagonist. He is one of the original elves who was captured, tortured, and twisted into the first generation of orcs by Morgoth, the first Dark Lord. As the Lord Father of the orcs, Adar has a unique bond with these creatures, viewing them as his children, which sets him apart from other villains in Tolkien's world. In fact, his motivations are not rooted in a desire for power like Sauron, but in a deep, twisted sense of duty to protect the orcs. This dynamic made Adar a compelling villain and one of the most interesting characters in Season 1. Adar's history is deeply tied to the lore of Middle-earth. Once a proud elf, he was corrupted by Morgoth during the First Age. After Morgoth's defeat, Adar became disillusioned with Sauron's ambitions, especially regarding how Sauron exploited the orcs. Adar's rebellion against Sauron, destroying his physical form in the process, added a layer of depth to his character and distinguished him from typical evil overlords. His cruelty is tempered by a paternal love for his orc followers, who see him as their father figure, hence the title Adar, which means father in Sindarin, one of the Elvish languages. In Season 1, Adar was positioned as a significant antagonist, leading the orcs in a conquest of the Southlands, eventually transforming the region into the infamous realm of Mordor. His interactions with characters like Galadriel and Halbrand Sauron in disguise further complicated his role. The revelation that he had defied and wounded Sauron in the past raised questions about his potential future in the story and how he would play into the larger narrative of the Rings of Power. However, as the plot thickens in Season 2, audiences now have to adjust to a new face in this critical role. Joseph Mawle, who played Adar in Season 1, brought a haunting presence to the role, balancing the character's inherent cruelty with an eerie world weariness. Fans lauded his portrayal, and even those who were critical of certain aspects of the Rings of Power found Mawle's Adar to be a highlight of the show. So why the change? Mawle announced his departure from the show on social media platform, X, formerly known as Twitter, stating that his decision to leave was driven by a desire to explore other career opportunities. His statement conveyed gratitude for the opportunity and appreciation for the positive reception his character received. While Mawle's exit appears to be amicable and based on personal career choices, it did leave a gap that needed to be filled for Season 2. Enter Sam Hazeldine, a seasoned actor known for his roles in various fantasy and drama series, including The Sandman. Hazeldine steps into the role of Adar, tasked with continuing the character's story while also making the role his own. Replacing a character as pivotal as Adar is no small feat. Sam Hazeldine brings a different energy to the role, and fans have already noticed subtle shifts in the character's portrayal. Hazeldine's Adar, while still carrying the character's signature grimness and intensity, seems to embody more overt menace. This change is likely a deliberate choice to reflect Adar's evolving role in Season 2, as he prepares for even more direct confrontation with Sauron and the forces of Middle-earth. While Hazeldine's performance is still being evaluated by fans and critics, his version of Adar appears to lean into the character's bitterness and pain more directly. Where Mawle's portrayal highlighted the character's weariness and twisted paternalism, Hazeldine's interpretation may focus more on Adar's rage and desire for vengeance against Sauron, now that the Dark Lord's presence is becoming more pronounced in the story. Adar's importance in the Rings of Power cannot be understated. As the commander of the Orc army and a former servant of Morgoth, Adar plays a crucial role in the power struggles of the Second Age. His rebellion against Sauron in Season 1 positioned him as a wild card, neither fully aligned with Sauron's ambition nor with the free peoples of Middle-earth. Season 2 sees Adar continuing his campaign in the Southlands, subjugating the remaining survivors and forming alliances with other dark forces like the troll Damrod. His primary goal remains the protection of the orcs, but his methods are becoming increasingly violent and ruthless. The dynamic between Adar and Halbrand Sauron in disguise is likely to take center stage as the two villains vie for control of the Southland. One of the most compelling aspects of Adar's character is his complex relationship with the orcs. Unlike Sauron, who views the orcs as expendable tools, Adar genuinely cares for them. This paternal relationship adds an emotional layer to his villainy, making him a more nuanced antagonist compared to the often single-minded evil of Sauron. This dichotomy will likely continue to play out in Season 2, especially with Hazeldine's portrayal emphasizing Adar's internal conflict. It's also worth noting that Adar isn't the only major character absent from Season 2. Bronwyn Nazanin Bonyadi, the Southlander leader who played a key role in the resistance against Adar in Season 1, also did not return. The character was written out of the story, with an explanation that she succumbed to lingering poison from her injury. While Bronwyn's departure is a more straightforward narrative decision, Adar's recasting represents a more significant shift. With Bronwyn gone, Adar remains one of the few characters directly tied to the Southland storyline, and his role is more important than ever. The recasting may allow the showrunners to take the character in new directions, exploring different facets of his personality and motivations. As Season 2 progresses, Adar's storyline is expected to intertwine even more deeply with the larger conflict between Sauron and the Free Peoples of Middle-earth. Hazeldine's portrayal will continue to evolve, and viewers will have the chance to see how his version of Adar handles the looming war and his complicated relationship with Sauron. Adar's unique position as a rebel against Sauron, a protector of the orcs, and a villain in his own right, makes him one of the most fascinating characters in the Rings of Power. Whether Hazeldine's performance will ultimately eclipse Mawle's remains to be seen, but for now, the change has certainly added a new layer of intrigue to an already complex character. In conclusion, while the recasting of Adar may have initially surprised fans, it opens up new possibilities for the character and the series as a whole. With Hazeldine stepping into the role, The Rings of Power has the chance to explore fresh aspects of Adar's character and continue to build on the strong foundation laid in Season 1.